I'm Marc Aflalo, the co-host of Double Tap TV on AMI TV. In this clip from our second episode of Season 5, we talk all about the Mantis keyboard and some other favorites Steven has handy. Check it out.
You're watching Double Tap TV.
Back on Double Tap TV, talking all things keyboards this week. Marc Aflalo and Steven Scott with you. Steven, we didn't talk about Apple a lot other than the MX keys for, obviously, the Apple computers, which I honestly think it's just a good marketing ploy. But this is one of my favorites that I'm holding up right now, and that is the wireless Apple keyboard, but not the full-size one. This is the smaller one. This is the more compact one. Why is this my favorite? Because I can really just throw it on the side. I can throw it in a bag. I can use it for my iPad. I know they sell an iPad keyboard and a dock and all that fun stuff, but I just love the size of this. It's really compact. It fits nicely in your hand. You can plug it in, charge it with lightning cable. It lasts forever, and it's beautiful and compact. The keys are nice. It's got a good travel. I just love this keyboard. And you've got a different one in front of you there, the full-size one.
I do. Does yours have Touch ID, Mark?
No Touch ID, because I don't have a computer that supports Touch ID, which is what I was alluding to prior to the break.
Rub my eyes and tears are running. Yeah,
thank
no.
you. Yeah,
I feel so sad for you. Well, I do have many Macs with Touch ID capability. And I've got the full-size keyboard. Now, I didn't realise they did one of these until I bought one, oddly enough, because what I was interested in was having the full-size, the extended keyboard. So that means having the number pad. I do love a number pad, me. I do love big cursor keys. You get that on this beautiful keyboard as well. And you do have where you might think, well, I guess one of the function buttons, but just above the backspace key, you do have that beautiful Touch ID button, which is a button which can unlock and lock your computer, and it can also authenticate purchases or anything like that at all. It's a really, really cool keyboard. I just want to mention as well, just while we're talking keyboards, we should also mention mice. And to my right the whole time on my desk, I've had this little yellow mouse sitting there. I have this mouse, and it's funny, you might think to yourself, well, would you use a mouse? But I do occasionally use a mouse when I have to zoom in on something. And I love this mouse for one simple reason, Mark. It is yellow, and when it's on my desk, I can find it. That's why I bought it. It's a Logitech Pop, a really cool colour of yellow. It comes, I think, in pink and various other colours, but the yellow is great. I got one for me and my wife because I can see it, I can find it on the desk, and it's a cool little mouse. It also, like my MX Keys keyboard, it can support 3 different devices as well. There's a little button at the bottom of it. There's a light that flashes to indicate that it's connected, and then I can just push a button and it will instantly connect to the next device and the next one as well. So I can actually connect to 3 different devices on this. It's strange the way they've done it, because they've put the button to switch at the very bottom of the device, which you have to turn it upside down. I think they could have put a button at the top, but
I have one of those in front of me too. Not that one. I have the MX mouse, which is again Logitech, same thing, and connects to 3 different devices. This one's a little more complex, not as bright colored. It's got a wheel on the side. It's got a lot of fancy gadgets, and thanks to their software, you can actually remap keys and control all this fun stuff. I haven't even, honestly, I got the mouse because I'm like, I got to try this out, and we were talking to Logitech MX a while back, and so I went out and I bought this immediately. I haven't really dove into all the features of it, but it's definitely something that we should talk about on a future episode, because I think that you have a problem with mice as much as you might have a problem with keyboard.
Well, yeah, I probably do. And what's kind of cool about these mice is they often have extra buttons you don't realise. So they may have functional buttons. In this case, it does actually have a button on the top, and you can control that, as you say, in the software. Now, I just want to say that the Logitech Options software, or the Logitech Plus Options software that comes along with these devices to make them work, isn't always the most accessible. You might need some assistance there. But cool tip for you, if you're on a PC and you want to quickly change accessibly your keyboard layout, so if, say, for example, you don't like the key where it is, you maybe want to move it somewhere else, then you can do that through an application which is free to download called Sharp Keys. It's a super app. It just lets you remap the keyboard as you want. But you know what? I love my Apple extended keyboard, Mark, but I have to show you what is not just the future, but also the past of Apple's keyboards. And it's this one I bought. I'm just going to bring this in and bring it up on my desk for you. So I'm going to take away my Magic Extend. Now, bear in mind, the one I'm showing you just now is my full-size extended keyboard with the Apple Touch ID, the Apple Magic Keyboard. But this one is huge.
Extended, by the way, just means really you get the numpad and you get the arrow keys on the bottom right? That's really what extended
That's all it
means.
means.
Well, what is this? This looks like a giant... Explain what I'm looking at, Mitch. What is this?
This is a this is a throwback keyboard is maybe the best way to put this. So this is called the Matius Tactile Pro keyboard. Because, as the name suggests, it's very tactile, but it's also reminiscent of those of you who might remember Apple's keyboards back in the 90s, when you would get what was called the extended keyboard then. Again, the same with having the function or the function keys as well as the separate cursor keys and bigger cursor keys, number pad, and all of that other stuff, and extra function keys as well. All of that is available and was available on that traditional Apple extended keyboard, which was very popular with people who liked to write, like wrote lots of books, lots of all that kind of stuff. They'd be able to use this keyboard and use it swiftly. It's got a feature in it called anti-ghosting as well. Now, sometimes when you use a Bluetooth keyboard, you might be typing, and the faster you type, you might notice that not all of the letters you've typed are appearing on the screen.
Oh, registering, yeah, they're not appearing on the screen.
This doesn't have that problem. It's got that anti-ghosting. So again, it's great if you're someone who really is a fast touch typist and you want to get that speed up. It's really good for that. But going back to that design of the original Apple extended keyboard, which I used at school and absolutely loved, was one thing that you don't maybe need as much these days, but it's certainly great to have. And that is actually built-in USB-A ports. There's actually 3, one on the sides, or one on each side, and one on the back.
If you had to pick your favorite today, which one would it be?
Oh, well, I kind of said it earlier, right? I go back to my MX keys for Mac regularly because I love that multi-connect function. But when I've got some serious work to do, I think this is my close second, my Matius Tactile Pro. There is a smaller version. If this is too big for you, you can get it without all this number pad. You can have a much smaller version of it. It actually feels more like a typewriter in some ways. But that's how I learned to type, so it's a nice throwback for me. But yeah, I think this is a close second. My MX keys for Mac is... And that's even beating the mechanical you've got, which I now have as well. But I think the MX keys for Mac always wins it.
So you guys at home, what is your favorite keyboard? And tell us why. Get in touch with us and do let us know, and we will talk about it on a future episode of Double Tap TV. Stephen, thank you. As always, you guys at home, thank you for being here. We'll catch you on our next episode of Double Tap TV.
Thanks for watching Double Tap. Send us your feedback to feedback@doubletaponair.com. Leave us a voicemail at 1-877-803-4567.
Thanks for watching this Double Tap video. If you like it, please hit that subscribe button and like it. And of course, that notification bell will let you know when we've got a new video like this to share. Thanks for watching.